All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our exercise class. So as most of you know, I'm a physical therapist here at UCSD, and we are doing our weekly exercise class. Not really much more to say other than that. Hope everyone's doing well, staying cool. Today's class, we're gonna start with our cardio warm-up, do a few rounds, get our heart rate up. And then we are going to, excuse me, work on our posture for the bulk of our class. So doing a lot of exercises for your back, for mobility, for strengthening, that sort of thing. So I want everyone to have a chair. A lot of the posture ones you could do in standing if you wanted, but I think, for some of them we do need a chair for. So if you have a chair close by, or you're not already set up with a chair, just go ahead and grab yourself one. So that way, once we get to our posture portion, you can sit and join us without having to go run and get a chair. All right, so I'll put my chair over here. I think I set it up perfect. Okay, so for the cardio portion or for our warm-up portion, we're gonna have 5 different exercises. I'll kind of walk you through them first. Let me get this set. I have a timer. 30 seconds. We're going to do 4 rounds of, again, the 5 different exercises. And I have it set for a 10-second rest period with a 20-second reset. So have your water handy, your towel, whatever. Again, as always, most of these can be done in sitting or standing because it's just me. I will be doing them in standing, but if you have questions or can't quite figure out how you're supposed to do it in sitting, please send a message in the chat or get Lisa's attention and then she can let me know. But again, I think they're pretty straightforward. So I'll go through these for you first. I'm gonna make sure I'm staying in order. And then we'll go from there. So the first one is just going to be our stepping out sideways, side to side with the same arm reaching, okay? Then the next one's going to be marching. And this time you're going to reach with your opposite arm. If balance is an issue, have your wall nearby, your chair, whatever you need to do. So you don't lose your balance and you're able to maintain. You could also keep your chair in front of you like so, because that way, as you're marching and reaching, you can still have one chair or one hand down. The third one is forward, kind of kicking. So I'm tapping that heel down. And as you're doing that, you're going to reach with the opposite arm. And then the next one, everybody's favorite, the jumping jacks. So again, if that's difficult for you, you can work on just a really quick side to side step out, or you can hold on to your chair or counter and just work on the legs. If that's still too difficult, you can, just do the arms, but nice big motions or alternate. And then the last one is a squat. So we're going to do a squat, and I want you trying to touch either your thighs or your knees, and then you're going to reach up tall. So come down, touch, up tall, down, up tall. So if you are sitting, that one, you would just do kind of a forward lean and reach up. If you are in a sitting position and you feel comfortable enough, you can work on reaching down to the floor and then reaching all the way up. That way you get a little bit more motion. If you feel really great about your balance in standing, you could work on touching the floor, going all the way up. That is a really good full body workout, and it'll get your heart rate up in a hurry. But again, try to figure out what's challenging for you, but not impossible, and not going to make you fall over, okay? All right, so let me hit play on our timer. And we're going to start with just our side steps.
1, go.
We're just starting to get into it right now. So, step it out at a good pace. Then once you feel like you can, try to go a little faster. We're already halfway through.
Two,
all right.
1, rest.
All right, next one is gonna be the marching. Then if you feel like you don't need a rest, you can go ahead and go into it.
2,
The rest of us,
go.
join now. Again, chair nearby. And right now, as we're just starting to warm up your body, warm into these movements, you don't have to worry about going super fast. Try to get your form down, loosen up a little bit. As we go into our consecutive rounds, you can push your speed a little bit.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, take a little rest. Now we're going to do our heel kick.
3, 2, 1, go.
And I'm going to change it from just a reach to a punch. So you can do whatever feels good to you. I think I said opposite side originally. We'll do same side. You could change it up though. Again, just adding a punch instead, changing it up a little. Alrighty, we got 5 seconds left.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, next we're moving into our jumping jacks. So again, try to figure out what's gonna get your heart rate up.
1,
Here we go.
go.
If this is too difficult, remember, this is where you're gonna get that quick step.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. And you can even alternate between what you're doing.
3,
Keep moving.
2, 1,
All right, rest. And then the last one is that reach down and all the way up, or to your knees and up,
2,
or
1, go.
to your chair and up. Let's push ourselves
Halfway there.
halfway through our first round.
3, 2, 1.
All right,
Rest.
rest. We got a 20-second rest break here, so catch your breath, take a drink of water, whatever you need to do, and then we're gonna start right back at the top with our stepping out, reaching out.
3,
All right, here we go.
1, go.
So with this step, it's bigger than the jumping jack. That's what I want you to think about, is your arms reaching longer, your steps are longer. Not quite as quick, but similar motion. Under 10 seconds left.
3, 2, 1.
All right, rest. And we're heading in to our marching.
3, 2,
And here we go.
go.
So, opposite reach. And if you want to go a little faster this time, you can. So not quite as big, but faster, still reaching. If it's too hard to do both at the same time, do just the march.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, now we have our forward kick coming up with our punch.
3, 2, 1, go.
And same thing here. Hope you guys can kind of tell that I'm picking up my pace a little bit. My muscles are feeling warm. My heart's beating a little harder. So I'm trying to increase how fast I'm doing it. Like before, if the arms are getting in your way,
3,
just do the feet,
2, 1,
or
rest.
just do the arms, just do those punches. Now we have our jumping jacks coming up. So get ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go.
Halfway there.
Halfway through.
Three,
Almost
2,
done.
1,
All right, rest. And we got our squat with our low to high reach coming up next.
3, 2,
All right, here we go.
go. Halfway there.
Halfway through.
Three, 2,
All right,
1, rest.
rest. So you got another 20-second reset. We are halfway through. We got 2 more rounds to go. Same exercises. If you feel like you can push it harder
2,
this
1,
round,
go.
then go for it. Nice big steps. Make sure you're shifting your weight.
Halfway there.
Halfway through.
Three,
All
2,
right.
1, rest.
Rest, and then we're gonna march. You don't need a rest. Go right into the marching.
1, go. Halfway there.
Halfway through. Keep it up.
3, 2,
All right, take your break. Now we're on to, again, our punches and our kicks. And I know I kind of said at the last, end of the last round.
1, go.
So again, you can just punch or you can just kick. It's too hard to combine those movements. Or if you feel like
Halfway there.
you're not going fast enough with the combined movements and you want to go get your heart rate up, change it to the punching. It's totally fine. A lot easier to balance,
3,
so you might get it up a little bit.
rest.
All right, rest. And then we're gonna move into our jumping jacks. 4, 3, 2,
1,
1.
go. Halfway there.
Halfway through. Keep it up.
Three, 2,
And rest.
rest.
Good. Catch your quick 10-second break. And with our squats
3,
and reaches,
2,
here we go.
1, go. Halfway there.
Halfway through. Keep on going.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, take a little rest break. All right, we got our final rounds coming up. Whew. Again, you should feel a little breathy. Feels like you're working.
2,
All right, here we go.
go. Halfway there.
Halfway through.
Three, two,
All
one.
right, rest. And remember, this is our last round. So give it all you got because the rest of the class is going to be strengthening, stretching.
2, 1,
All right,
go.
marching. I'm going to go a little bit faster, less of a reach this time. You could even get it into a jog.
Halfway there.
Push, push, push. Again, last round.
3, 2,
And break.
rest.
You guys are doing great. Now we got our heels and our punches.
3, 2, 1, go.
Keep moving here.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. Go fast. Double time. Push yourselves a little bit, guys and girls.
3, 2, 1.
All right, take a little 10-second rest break. Then we're moving into our jumping jacks. Now these are hard. It's your last round of
2,
these.
1,
Here we go.
go. Halfway there.
Halfway through.
Three, two,
2,
1.
1.
Rest.
Take a rest break. We got our last exercise. Our squats and our reaches. There you go. Last round. Give it all you got here. And if you have issues with your blood pressure, you can just do a static squat.
Halfway there.
Okay, you don't have to reach down. Or if you're just tired, just keep moving. We're almost done.
3, 2,
2, 1.
workout complete.
Good job, everyone. All right, so again, you should be a little bit breathy, a little bit winded, maybe a little sweaty. You're tracking your heart rate, should be elevated a little bit. If you're checking in with yourself via that scale, 1 to 10, maybe somewhere 3, 4, 5, maybe even a little higher than that, depending on how often you're getting cardio in. So it's a good plug to remember. Aerobic exercise, which is like what we just did, getting your heart rate up for a sustained period of time is highly, highly, highly recommended. So most people will always say, well, I can't walk fast enough, or I don't have exercise equipment like a treadmill or a bike. Here's a perfect example. We just did 5 exercises, repeated them for different rounds, and we got our heart rate up. And I know you guys know that already because you're here, but if you have friends wondering how to do that, let them know about our class and let them know that you can get your heart rate up without having any sort of equipment. All right, so if you're not already, I want you to sit on down and join me. We're gonna do just a couple deep breaths. So I want you to work on breathing in through your nose and blow out through your mouth. So breathing in, smelling the candle or smelling the roses, and blowing that air out through your mouth, thinking about blowing out birthday cakes. Let's do a couple more. Deep breath in. Exhale, last one. Deep breath in. And out, exhale. Nice job. So that's kind of our reset. So we're gonna switch gears here. So now that you're in your chair, I want you to, if you can, be sitting away from the back of the chair. So you can see I'm not sitting all the way back with my back supported. I'm sitting forward. My feet are planted squarely on the floor. My legs are about hip width apart right now, not too much wider. And I'm sitting with good upright posture. So with that, we're gonna first start by just trying to get some motion in through your spine. So I'm driving that motion through my abdominal muscles. So I'm kind of rounding, you can kind of see, try to make a C. And then I'm coming up and pushing my chest and my belly forward, doing the opposite. So just working through your spine. Now, sometimes as we get older, our spines get stiff. Also, we know that Parkinson's can make you stiff. So it's a good idea to just work on some flexibility, some motion in that spine. Now, if it's really painful when you're up in this position, don't go quite so far. Maybe instead of extending all the way, like you see, I'm kind of getting that curve here. Maybe just for you, you have to come back to that neutral position. That's okay. Let's do a few more. So I'm just rounding my back and coming up, maybe reversing that curve a little bit. Rounding and coming up. Good. I'm gonna turn my chair again so you guys can see me. So not changing anything else besides the direction I'm facing. My feet are still flat on the floor, hip width apart, sitting up nice and tall. The next thing we're gonna do is work on our neck range of motion. So we get a lot of stiffness in through the neck. And I want you, again, practicing this good upright posture because our spines are dominoes stacked on top of each other. So if I'm sitting like this, I'm not gonna have very good range of motion at my neck. Okay, so you wanna be sitting as upright, as tall as you can be with your shoulders back. First thing, we're just gonna work on looking down. So look down to the floor. You might have some tightness in your neck, so you might feel this just from that position. And come slowly up. We're gonna do that 5 times. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Very good. Now we're gonna work on looking up to the sky. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. All right, give yourself a little rest break if you think that you're dizzy or you feel dizzy. Okay, and then the next one we're gonna do is tipping. So I'm tipping my ear to my shoulder. This muscle can get really tight. So if you need to stay here a little bit longer, you can. If you don't quite feel a great stretch, you could, in your chair, take your hand. So I'm using my left hand and I'm reaching towards the chair seat. And that's going to depress my shoulder a little bit and give me a little bit more stretch. But you might not need that. This is 4. And again, these should be gentle motions. 5. Moving slow, not, whipping your head back and forth. Now you're gonna go the opposite way. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. All right. And the last couple motions are just turning. So you're going to turn your head, try to keep your shoulders square, and then come back. Do that 5 times. 2. 3. 4. And 5. All right, and then I move the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job. Okay, the next one we're going to work on is, again, some neck mobility, some stretching. Let me turn this way so you can see. So for this one, I want you guys just to work on a deep, we call it a cervical tuck. So basically I'm tucking my chin to give myself a nice double chin. It's not very flattering. But as I do that, it actually stretches these small muscles that sit right below the base of our skull and attach to the upper part of our neck. So what happens is when we get that rounded forward posture, our head comes up and those muscles get short. So it's really important that we try to stretch them out a little bit. So again, it's a very small motion. Just think about giving yourself a double chin. And just hold for a couple seconds. And this is probably hard. When I have people do this in clinic, that's usually the feedback that I get. So just try your best. You're giving yourself a double chin, you're doing it right. And if you feel a little bit of stretch or a little bit of pulling kind of at the base of your skull, you're doing it right. Do a couple more. All right, good. So I don't want to do too many of those, but just know that that is definitely something you want to work on, is that good posture of your back as well as your neck. Okay, next one we're going to do is for your upper spine. Turn back this way. So if you are in your chair, depending on how high this backrest goes, you might have to modify a little bit. But what I want you to do is you can either cross your arms across your chest, or you can have your arms up here, kind of with your elbows out. But what I want you to do is I actually want you to lean back against your chair like this. Probably easier to see if I do that way. So I'm kind of reclined and slouched into this chair just because the chair back's a little bit low. If yours is a little bit taller, you can likely sit up pretty tall. and lean backwards over it, and you'll still get the same effect. So the target is kind of our upper back, and you're just trying to press and lean and come back. And don't force anything. This should be very gentle. And you can see as my back extends over this chair, look how flat my rib cage gets, right? So I know all of you, if you've gone to speech therapy or you're part of the loud crowd or anything like that, they talk about taking those nice big breaths to try to get your voice louder and supported. Well, if we are always flexed forward like this, that doesn't give our lungs very much space to expand. So again, the purpose of this class, trying to open up your spine, your rib cage, everything to help improve your posture. But improving posture isn't just about the way that we look or appear to other people. It actually will improve your balance. It can improve your breathing. It can improve your speech. So a lot of reasons why it's important to work on it. Okay, next one. We're gonna work on just squeezing our shoulder blades back together. So I just have my hands resting here. If you want, you can have your elbows bent. You can envision yourself like pulling on ropes or bands. And I want you just working on squeezing those shoulder blades back in together while sitting upright. All right, let's do 10 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Okay, next we are going to work on a little bit of some side stretching. So I'm going to keep my elbows out to the side like so. If that's uncomfortable or you feel like you can't do it without pushing your neck forward based on your hand placement, you can also, cross your arms across your chest as well. So whatever is comfortable to you. If even you don't want to do that, if that's not great, you can just keep your hands kind of at your side. Because what we're going to do is we're going to work on tipping, little side crunches. But I want you really trying to drive that motion through your abdominals. So I'm not just pushing my elbow down, but I'm actually thinking about crunching this side together. 4, 5, 6, maybe 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Kind of relax those shoulders a little bit, wave them around. We're going to do 10 the opposite way. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. Kind of shake it out a little bit. Okay, turn back around so you guys can see me. Now we're gonna work a little bit on that rotation. So we do this a lot with our power moves. We've also done this a lot before, but I'm going to reach back and hold. We'll do 5 one direction and then 5 the other. So I'm reaching back and I'm rotating that same way. 2. 3. And if you feel like you can't rotate quite as far as I'm rotating, that's okay. You need to, kind of stop here. You can. You just have to move the way in which your body lets you move. And each time, it might give you a little bit more. All right, got one more. 5, good. Now we're going to reach with the opposite hand. And one side also might be more stiff than the other. That's pretty normal. 2, 3, 4, one more, 5. All right, very good. Remember. Okay. Next one. I want your arms out nice and big, and I want you reaching forward out, giving yourself a hug. So wrapping those arms, and then we're going to bring them out and kind of pressing your shoulders or squeezing your shoulder blades together. We're going to do this 10 times. So big squeeze. This is stretching out your shoulders. 2. And you can alternate which one's on top as well. 3. 4. 5. And if you can't quite give yourself a hug, you can't quite wrap your arms around yourself, wrap just behind the elbows, so kind of your upper arms. Obviously, the more you can kind of wrap those arms, the more stretch you're going to get. But again, if your shoulders are tight, you might not be able to get there. And again, there's going to be a difference side to side. That's 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. 10. Very good. Deep breath. Okay, next one we're gonna do is a crunch of sorts forward. So what I want you really to focus on with this exercise, again, I hope you're still away from the back of your chair. I hope your feet are still flat on the floor and squared up. But what I want you to do is I want you to work on crossing your hands, and you're gonna lean forward as far as you can go comfortably. And you're gonna come back up to good sitting posture. Do not come all the way back up like this. Do not go all the way back that your feet are coming up off the floor, okay? So you gotta engage those abdominals. You're gonna work on that good lean forward. And then good control up to that sitting position. Let's do 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and try not to rock. 5, use all those muscles. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good work. So you should have felt that engaging your abdomen, your core muscles, and you probably had to work a little bit to keep that good upright posture without rocking back and forth. All right. Last thing we're going to finish. Oh, yeah. We're going to work on reaching up as high as you can. So I'm kind of pulling my shoulders up a little bit. So I'm trying to reach for something way over my head. And then you're going to come down and press down. So I'm pressing my elbows down to the floor or down to my sides. And then we're going to go up again and reach high and come down. That's 2. We got 10 of these. Reach up and high, down. 3. Reach up and high. 4. Think about engaging your core, staying away from that backrest. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. 2 more. Up. 9. Last one. Up. 10. All right. And the last thing I want to leave you with is just taking a few more of those nice deep breaths. So we started class the same way, and I want you to think about now if you felt like, when we took those first sets of breaths in the beginning of class, if it felt a little bit difficult for you to get that deep breath in, or it felt difficult to get that air out, think about that, and then think about taking those deep breaths in now and see if there's any difference. If you feel like you got a good stretch, if you feel like you're sitting up taller, anything like that. So let's do it. Deep breath in. And exhale out. Again, deep breath in. Exhale out. Last one, deep breath in. And exhale out. So again, see if that's stretching, all of that postural work. If you notice any before and afters just from our exercise session. Sometimes we can, other times we're gonna have to work a little bit more at it. So this class is recorded. If you liked it, go back, visit it again, do these exercises. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your week.